Is this thing on? Hello? Is this thing on? Right, so I'm gonna very quickly film this and try and work out something because I'm going to my partner's today. So, fun fact, I'm still ill. But that's okay. We are doing a lot better than we were. And I finished Our Generation. Oh my god. Here's the thing, I'll be honest. First, I think it was 45 minutes I'd watched of it, I was like, I didn't know how to feel. Because I was cautious. You see it talking about teenagers and, you know, if it's going to pull on tropes and stuff, and this thing where naturally you get defensive when they pull at parts of that are very much relate to you, and you're like, cheers, yeah, cool. However, this may be interrupted as I'm waiting for a package. I'm meant to be packing, meant to be doing all this stuff, meant to be doing this. And the package was like, oh, arrive between 9 AM and 1 PM. It's 2:30. It's still not here. I'm just waiting. I've got the alarm, not the alarm, the notification sound on my phone, so hopefully it should arrive. I should hear it. If not, I will cry, because I've been waiting for this for ages. It's nothing important. It is. I bought it because it's important. It's clothes. But yeah. Honestly, first 40 minutes I was like, I don't know, it's okay. It's alright. You know, I didn't get quite like too far into it. But it was okay. And then, it just hit. I was like, oh my god, this is great. And I'm going to give you some highlights. I'll see if I can find them and I'll record them in a minute. There was a girl, she always had gems around her eyes and she had like nice coily hair. And it was her with her mum. She had a blue blazer on. It was her with her mum. And then it was a classic thing where I actually was like, oh, like it's that intense feeling you feel in your like heart and your stomach where you're just like, can you just please stop? It was so realistic that I felt in it. There was a good table scene as well. There's a table scene between, I think his name was Luan, and he's with his family, and him and his brother were shouting at each other. That was quite good. But the one I liked, one of the ones I liked the most was the one with this girl with the gem with her mum. And then the mum was like, yeah, okay, sure, yeah. And then it's like, but you're not doing this or whatever the fuck it was. And then the girl was like, okay. And she was like, you can stop answering back to me. She's like, okay, God, yeah. And she's like, really? You're gonna keep going like that? And I was like, someone hold me back. Someone put a blanket over my face. Just keep me away from what is happening. It was uncomfy, but in the best way. Like, it was meant to make you uncomfortable because everyone's kind of been there. I say everyone, most people have been there. Where you have, well, it depends on, I suppose, your mum. But at least I have, where when you're in that situation, I suppose maybe I can understand it nowadays. I suppose I probably could. Obviously it's just different perspective of things. I could understand it where it's just you're saying stop answering back and you just want the conversation to be over, and it seems like they're trying to get the last word. They win. It's a weird battle mentality. But I get it sometimes. I get it. Because sometimes when you're really irritated, you're just like, can you just shut up? Let me win. Please. Like, I felt more for the girl just because I think I'm more closer to her experience in terms of just like, it wasn't that long ago that I was around about her age compared to being a mum. I'm not a mum. So, I had a bit about COVID. And I was like, I forgot COVID had happened. I didn't forget, obviously, but as in like, it's such a vital experience that happened to me because I was at their crucial age when it happened. I was 16. I was meant to have my GCSEs and I completely missed it. And they were saying all this stuff and I was like, you're right. I felt the exact same way. And it was manic, mad. And I was just watching it and I was like, it really did just kind of happen like that. Like, we just kind of were like, oh, I'm so excited to do this. I've studied this much and I'm doing that and blah, blah, blah. And here's a plan. And then it just went dead. Silent, distant, bored, couldn't go to sleep, always on your phone, you can't do anything. Wow. I am thankful I've done that wheel. This is giving everything a good opportunity. This was really good. I just had to warm up to it a little bit, I guess. And also because I think my attention wasn't fully on it. I was watching it for the wheel, not because I wanted to. And then when I left it for a few days, and I was like, you know what, I want to continue to play. I do need to get done, but I also want to continue watching the play. You know, there's a few stories I haven't really finished. Start watching it. It's really good. I was waiting for the posh guy to have his little breakthrough moment. I was like, there's gonna be some development here. He can't just be the gag. Because he's a child. All these things, they're great for monologues, but it's also because a lot of them are just verbatim. Because they did interviews with teenagers, with 12 different teenagers, for the course of 5 years. Over the course of 5 years, they did the interviews. Really good to watch that progress. And I was like, surely he can't just be the gag. No person in their life is just a joke. And that sounds rude. Obviously, he's, you know, he's privileged and he's happy and he's rich and he's, you know, enjoying life, yada yada yada. But he's still a human. He's not a character, he's a human. And yeah, maybe it was amped up a bit for the play, but surely there must be a breakthrough. I think they kept that character the way he was. But they gave that guy another character, which then kind of warmed me up more to both of them, to both the characters, because maybe he played the character beforehand and I just didn't realise. But I'd seen him more consistently, if not solely, the posh guy, with some small little side pieces to help with other people's main storylines. But yeah, we're going to look at some highlights of scenes that I particularly liked or that kind of evoked. Obviously, there's the COVID part, but that's quite long. I don't want to make this too long because we've also got some accents to get into, and then I've got to edit this, film the rest, and edit, and still do everything else. And if my package fucking arrives within the next less than 2 hours, we'll be fine. We'll be fine. Let's have a look at my favourite bits. Just watch.
Which is shite. I mean, I never thought I'd ever say that, but I wish exams were on. My mood has been fluctuating massively because you hear there's no exams and you're like, oh, sweet. And then you're like, oh, I mean, actually, I kind of wanted to do them. I'd worked so bloody hard. Look, the small thing of, you know, fuck me, the exams are over, yeah! I was quite looking forward to them. Now I kind of feel lost. Jazz is...
Oh yeah, this is a nice love bit, which I actually really appreciated, because it is that thing of like when you're a teenager, that they call it puppy love or young love, and it's so sweet, realistic, fast, and dramatic. I don't think there's anybody good enough for me. But then they dance. Oh, and this girl, ooh, get into it. She just cuts through with real.
I've just had a really, really shit time, yeah. Got into like a really bad, really, really badly abusive relationship for 13 and a half months. Do you remember when you come to see me last when we were in college? It's the same lad. Well, he was on bail, so he's admitted to one allegation, which was throwing me round. They've got 10 charges, but then they've also now got charges for coercing and controlling behaviour. He'd ripped all my hair out, left big dents in my knees where he'd like jump on top of me and stuff, kicked me around the plot, smacked my head against the side. This is just in like one day, yeah. I overdosed, yeah. So I ended up working for my mum again so she could keep an eye on me. Started like seeing a new lad, but I don't want to say anything to my mum yet because I don't know how serious it is.
I went down with Annabella on Thursday.
Yes. So just let that have that moment. Her her storyline's brilliant. She has like a screaming telephone scene with the boyfriend, and it's very realistic. Obviously it's meant for entertainment, and maybe some of it was added for dramatic flair, but I've heard phone conversations like that. I'm not going to show you every single bit because it would ruin the enjoyment of watching it yourself, because I highly recommend you watch this yourself. Try and find some way to watch it. But yeah, it was really good. It's beautiful. Anyway, I'll try. It's this. So it's this. I almost said couple. They're not a couple. They're a couple of people. It's this relationship dynamic between the mother and the daughter. This is after. So this is where their relationship's better because she's been put. I think she put in a foster system or something like that because. I don't want to say welfare checks, but yeah, it wasn't working out because due to, I think she had a disability, she wasn't able to look after her child properly. There's a lot. I don't know where to uncover it the most though, so we're gonna look.
Do you want to end up in a dead-end job like soulless servant people?
No, I want to be a
Because that's
soldier.
where you're
I'm
going
not
to go.
going into
Right,
that.
well, that's where you're going to go if you don't apply yourself.
No, it's not.
You have to apply yourself. When you're training, you'll be learning how to use a gun.
Okay.
You can't just decide, oh, I'll just put the magazine
Right,
in.
well, there's Mrs.
I'll just put
Perkins
the
over there
magazine in.
for you.
I'll
There's
just put
Mrs.
the
Perkins
magazine
over
in
there
there
for
when
you.
it suits Annabella, not when I have to do it.
Right, okay.
Do you know what?
That might be the beginning of the build-up. I'm not 100% sure, but it is those two. So this is the dinner table scene I was on about earlier where they had the argument. It was quite good. It was really good. It was very, very good. And bless them, because they have like foreign parents, so they live in London, so they talk like Roman and that, and they, you know what I mean? Yeah, it's a sound, yeah. And it's like, nah, but that's so long though, like, and it was really, really good.
You'll need to come down next weekend to look after the dogs. Can I trust you to do that?
Yeah, yeah, you can trust me to do that. It's summer, so I've got the time.
No holidays for me, can't afford it.
I'm just back from my holiday to Sulu.
She better enjoy it, because that'll be the last one. So, I spent £600 on new clothes for her, and €300. So it was all in all about £1,000, give or take. Annabella went to Spain, came back, bought me a lighter out of €300.
With your name on it.
With my name on it, out of €300. Bought herself X amount of handbags. And decided she wasn't coming home. So I ended up trying to get her home, phoned social services. Social services said to me, there's nothing they can do unless she's at risk. Is she at risk? I says, no, she's with her grandmother. She's fine. She's fine. She's being looked after. So meanwhile, Annabella gets my mum to phone social services and tell social services my house is unfit to live in. It's filthy, it's stinking, it's this and it's that, and she doesn't want to live there anymore. So I says, right, I'll clean up my act. I'll sort my shit out. And I says, but she'll be coming home then. So whether she wants to or not, she'll be forced to come home. And if my mother dies in the meantime, which is a high chance she will, she's in her 70s. If my mother dies in the meantime, she'll be taken into care. You made your bed, you lie on it. So there you go. There's my news.
I just don't want to come home at the minute when you're angry. And
No,
it's not
it's
going to be
good.
pleasant.
No, it's fine. Don't. She said something really sneaky to my sister, and I didn't realise how I let it go unpunished.
What?
And she thinks she can get away with murder.
What?
Oh, just it's so real. It makes me uncomfortable because it's just that kind of. It's not condescending. I don't know what the word is. It's like not antagonizing, but she's just making a villain out of her daughter. But obviously, her daughter, she has a right. She's human. She's feeling upset about stuff her daughter's doing to her when she's done so much for her daughter. Obviously, it unravels later. Obviously, I know context for later on developments, and the mum's like, it was a tip. She's like, I couldn't do it. I'm not in the state to do it. And, you know, she doesn't deserve to live like that. But it was so like, oh, I was watching it. It was just like,
What did I say to your sister?
So there you go.
Mum.
About half a tail. Carrying half tails.
Like what?
I'm not getting into it with you.
I just want to know what I said.
I already despise you enough.
I'm not coming home as long as you're being like that.
You'll be made to.
Well, I won't.
You will be.
I just wish you would talk to me.
Oh, and it's all about your happiness, isn't it? It's all about you. So I'm about 4 weeks out of hospital, 2 weeks out of hospital, having to deal with this shit. Excuse me for smoking. If you don't like it, you can sit over there.
I just wish you would talk to me. So I do. Mum. But she won't even talk to me.
That's what happens when you report your mother to social services.
Summer holiday.
The thing is that she didn't. It was her nan, because I won't lie. I've not had a similar situation, but it's a thing where it's like a thing where you kind of go like, oh, this happened and this has happened and this has happened, and I feel upset about it. You know, she, like, if the girl is in a filthy household and her mum gets angry all the time, just like how everyone in the world, if they experience, like, literally, I'll be at work, there's a bad customer, they're rude. They might be having a bad day, but I don't know how their day's going, so to me, I've just had a bad experience, and I'll go back and I'll go, this customer's been really rude to me, I don't want to talk to them for the rest of the day. I'd rather not go over there, because they've been rude, and I don't want to experience that again. So just the same as where she'd probably go to her nan and be like, no, because she's being rude, so I don't really want to go back there right now. And then the nan's probably gone, oh my god, it's probably way worse than she's letting on. Oh no, that's assumptions, that's me building it in my head, but it's the thing where it's like, maybe she didn't necessarily mean to do it, maybe she's just yapping, complaining. Yeah, all in all, I can't show the entire play. I would love nothing more than to show you the whole thing. Maybe I'll stream it at some point when I start doing streaming again, and so that we can all watch it together. But I can't show you the whole thing. It's really good. It speaks on, because English. You have so many different kids, and they all come from different backgrounds, all going through different experiences, all living in different areas, and it's beautiful. The way they can just tell those different experiences, some of them horrific, some of them privileged, some of them just unfortunate, some of them sweet, you know? It's really good theatre, and just like writing and everything. But enough of that. I've spoken its praises, and it's almost 3. So I'm going to do the accents now. I say do the accents, attempt. Sorry, I had a software update notification that just completely switched my phone. So now the camera looks different. Does it? Is it a different setting? I can't tell. Yeah, we're gonna try the accents. It's almost 3. Package still hasn't arrived. Yeah, we're going to try and get some accents done, and then we're going to see what I can do. Otherwise I'm going to cry. Let's do this. We've got Glasgow, Belfast, Birmingham, London, Wales. I don't know how any of this is going to go. We'll start off, here's the thing, we're going to do section 1, me attempting it without training, which means I'm going to embarrass myself. First up, Glasgow. Here's the issue. I can try and do a Scottish accent, and I'm well aware that there are like 15 different accents in Scotland, well, probably more than that. I know there's many different accents in Scotland in terms of, like, I suppose concentration of unintelligibility, because that sounds awful, but there is this, like, character that a lot of people know in the UK. I can't actually remember his name, but he wears like a vest top and he walks around and he's just, you know, speaking, but he's got a very thick Scottish accent that, to the point where people don't understand, and they just kind of laugh at it. That's the bit, that's the joke. You don't understand him because his accent's so thick. I understand him for the most part. I understand pretty much everything he's saying, but I'm very fortunate to have Scottish friends. This man is the unintelligible Scotsman that a lot of people in the UK know. 1990. If you are quite young, you probably don't know this man, but you should, because it's hilarious. But to give the example, here we are.
Hello there, and welcome to the wonderful world of smelly underclass embarrassments. I'm this week's smelly embarrassment, and I'm speaking to you from that haven of liberty and enlightenment, Glasgow, where the councillors, in a bold bid to upgrade the city's image, have banned drinking on the streets, which is...
You get the picture? This is what I mean. This is what I mean by like that kind of voice. So Glaswegian is difficult. I'm so embarrassed right now to try and transition to it. No one's here. No one's even watching. It's fine. I'm still I'm gonna do my friend in Scotland. So much pain and disappointment, he will probably stop being friends with me. But I don't know, what's a sentence? Just be like, you eat, pal? You eat, pal? I'll explain the story of my friend through a Scottish accent, if I can. When I went up there to say hello, show my face, you know, because I'd met him online, so I'd never seen him before. And so I talked to him, and he was like, he was like, yeah, these my pals, these my friends. And I was like, oh, yeah, well, oh, you're right. That was weird. That's my attempt. Here's the thing, people down south, they go, oh, that sounds quite good. You go anywhere near where they actually can hear the accent properly, and they go, well, it's not bad for someone from the south. I'm in Portsmouth, by the way, at the very bottom. I'm opposite Scotland. So they're like, oh, well, it's good for someone from the south. Same with, was it Liverpool? I had a friend called Amy. She was a Scouser, right? I had a bigger session with Blood Brothers, so I caught onto the accent a little bit. I'm not good at it. I haven't practiced it in a long while. I'm not going to do it. But it was a thing where even Amy, she admitted, she was like, oh, it was like, it's all right. It's not bad. It's like, I mean, as a Scouser, I can tell you're not Scouse. But for people down here, that must sound amazing. That is my Scottish attempt. Irish? Let me get back to you on that one. How do the Irish sound? Because I just think of like this, what is it? There's this mum and son on TikTok. And then he'll be doing something, she's like, what are you, oh fuck, what am I doing? Oh, I can't, this is actually disgusting, I'm so sorry. This is what I mean by, I don't know. I could recognise the accent. I won't be able to do it though. What are some other things? 30. We've been waiting here for 30 minutes. Should we move accents? Actually, no, because I think those are the only two I could maybe do. Oh, in London. Here's the thing though, you have different parts. You have like the posh, London. They very much elongate their vowels. But not in the way that it makes it sing-songy, in the way that it makes it sound very condescending and slightly depressing. They're very educated. Everything must be pronounced to the T. Instead of saying butter, you're saying butter. As you should. I'll say this. I've talked about this with my partner. If you go to customers, or like, I don't want to say a rougher area, but they're like different people. And they may have meat. They may have, where am I going? They might have a rougher accent, right? In which I just kind of make my voice more colloquial. And so I'm like, you alright, mate? Yeah, how you doing? Yeah, that's fine, yeah. Anything else I can get for you? Nah, no worries, mate. Cheers. Alright, see you later. Colloquial. I'm like an in-between of, I suppose, the two extremes. Portsmouth gets called, like, what was Portsmouth called? My dad tells me all the time, because apparently we're like one of the closest places you can get to Cockney without it being Cockney. London, you have the very posh, yes, no, don't be ridiculous, Charles, it's absolutely horrendous, no, I've never been there my entire life. No, I was in Morocco. You silly man, isn't he absolutely ridiculous? You've got that. And then you got, like, you know what I mean, yeah? Because, like, no, don't you start that, fam. Don't you start that. No. It's not like that. It's like, what have the Scots done to me? Why am I going there every time I speak? Roadmen. you got like, because you got Cockney. Cockney. Oh, I can't fucking do it. I have someone at work. His name's Malk. I love him to bits. He is precious. He sounds very Cockney, because it's the Cockney where you just don't understand. So, yeah, well, I saw that nice, and you're like, what was that? I love it though. I think it's very endearing. But it's a thing where it's so fast paced and it's quite tight lipped that it's very difficult to understand. But I love it. And then you got Roadman, where it's like, allow it, fam. Nah, don't even see that. She ain't even got back or nothing like that. You know what I mean? Yeah, she's butters, fam. I'm not even looking. That's so long. That's the other bit. There's still Welsh. There's still Welsh to do. I can't do that. What? How did the Birmingham people sound? Probably. Nah, I'm from Birmingham. That's it. That's what I could probably do. I'll be so honest. Welsh? We're looking for a miracle. Welsh. What is Welsh? What is it? How do you do the accent? Because a common thing I hear is that when you attempt to do a Welsh accent, people often somehow wiggle their way over to sounding Indian. I don't know how that happens, but it does. Basically, I know that Welsh has a very melodic kind of it's a roller coaster of tone, I suppose. It's because they go, I'm from Wales. No. Wales is really bad as well because both my partner's brothers live in Wales. One for uni, one just lives there. But that's because his partner's Welsh. She's lovely. But I do also get that second delay with her. I feel guilty saying it, but I do. I don't hear Welsh accents often. And it's incredible to hear. I'm a person who loves accents. I love hearing them. I love analysing them. I think they're incredible. Every time I hear one, I just want to listen to them speak for hours. But they're trying to have a conversation. I just want to listen. But I can't do that when you're face to face with someone having a conversation because I can't speak back because I won't lie. Half the time I am just taking it in and then going, what? Yes. Yeah, no, I fully agree.
Hello everyone and welcome back to Love English.
Perfect.
Today we are looking
Am I
at
on
the
two?
Glasgow
Yes.
accent.
Welcome to Glasgow.
Glasgow.
That's the home of Brett the Hitman Hart. That one I didn't get.
We're going to be looking at how to understand
That's also a
it
funny
if
thing.
you're a
Americans
native
just don't
speaker,
understand a lot
how
of
to
English.
understand some of the but also how to do it if you're an actor and you want to learn this accent. Now, as a Southern Brit, I have to be honest, I love this accent. It sounds very strong, very full, and very, very different to the modern RP accent. But I do...
Right, we don't have a lot of time.
Please, could you do it very slowly?
Of our colleagues who have a disability.
In background, could you please repeat the question?
The honourable gentleman, what work is being done to make sure this is more accessible, particularly for some of our colleagues who have a disability.
Posture and the zero when you speak in
See, I told you about the tongue placement.
If you're an actor, focus the sound from here and at the back of the throat. As well as that, you want to
Focus
move
the
your jaw a
sound
wee
from
bit
here.
forward, and there is tension in the back of the throat and the soft palate, so the back of your mouth as low. So don't kind of compress the back of your mouth to get the sounds out in
Back
this
of your
different way.
mouth.
Basically, if the Labour Party was a dog, round about now you'd be telling your children that the operation it needs costs exactly the same as a PlayStation 5.
So let's start by looking at the consonants. Glaswegian is a rhotic accent, which means that you are saying all the R's that you see. So it's very different to modern RP, in which R is not pronounced if it's coming after a vowel. For example, we would say E.
Give me some sentences. What's this?
And fool, pull and pull. Now, essentially what happens...
I had this conversation with my friend from Scotland when I... Hello? I had this conversation with my friend from Scotland when I went up there. Basically, pit and pet. I'm very emphasising my plosives there. I'm very sorry. I'm very happy I have a pop filter. Pit and pet. A pit is something you can dig or you fall into. A pet is something you own. But I'd tell them, say the word, and I couldn't understand. I couldn't tell the difference. I was like, pet, pet. And I was like, what? And they'd be like, pet and pet. And you hear the slightest difference, but I was like, they sound the same. There's probably loads of those words in English, but that's just something I just realised it. And full and fuel. Full, full, fuel. No, that's fuel. Full, fuel. Yeah.
Happens in a Glaswegian accent is that the long U comes a bit shorter, but the short U comes a little bit longer. That is why in the Glaswegian accent, good and food will rhyme, and full and fuel will sound quite similar. They won't sound that different. So that's a really important feature to understand. Is basically those two sounds sort of merge.
Pill on the pill.
My daughters
what?
wanted
Swim. But in a Glaswegian accent, this vowel becomes more
Swim.
centralised. It comes, normally it was all the way down here, but it comes up and gets centralised. So it would be cut, but, swim, difficult. Really tricky to make that shift.
I'm really struggling with
such
this.
A different place.
It's a bit difficult.
Swim, difficult.
And this thing
Difficult.
went from like almost
Difficult.
straight to video. Today it's taken about 400 million or something.
What's the Oscars?
Let's practice some sentences. This is
Yippee!
This is not my thing.
This is not my thing. I'm overthinking it now. This is not my thing. This is not. This is not my thing.
This is not my thing. This is a wee bit difficult.
This is a wee bit difficult.
This beer is too bitter. This beer.
This beer is too bitter. Beer, bitter. This beer is too bitter. 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 Where am I? What am I doing?
Cat, mat, sat. This one goes back more. So, for example, it would be more like cat, sat, mat, fat. Pushing it back.
Fat, bird, work, turn, first, third.
Or just pronounce.
I think Ireland has to get something straight with the rest of the world, or maybe just Hollywood. You see, we don't all sound like leprechauns on acid. Thank you, Tom Cruise, Jared Butler, and Jesus have mercy on our soul, Julia Roberts. There's actually a big difference if you're either from the north, south,
That's
east,
very
or west.
true. I
Let's break
think
it
it's
down and
north is very sharp and south is very soft. From what I've heard, when it's an Irish accent.
set this record straight. Are you listening, Roberts? Dublin is the capital, and the accent here was heavily influenced by the British occupation of Ireland for more than 800 years. What's odd is that for such a relatively small city, we have two very distinct accents, generally assigned to north and south side. On the north side, you'll hear people talking like this. Here the D replaces TH, so you get a lot of this, that, these and those. And if there's a T at the end of a word, bleeding forget it. Venture south and they'll speak absolutely like this. The South Dublin resident is all about the O's and Oo's. Elongate those vowels like, like totally the opposite of the narrow sounds of the North Sider. Moving into the south, we come to the People's Republic of Cork, boy. For some weird reason, everyone here speaks a few octaves higher than the rest of the country, boy. It's a little bit forlorn and a little bit melodic, and every now and again, boy is thrown in for the crack. Fair play to you, boy. Now move down a bit and you're into West Cork, where it all gets a bit thicker and a bit faster.
Ticker.
Then there's Kerry, and that is probably the jewel in the Irish accent crown. Not sure even Irish people understand this, unless they're from the kingdom itself. Sure, it's fast and it's furious. SH features even when it's not there, you know, like. Sure, doesn't it sound better for it, like, you know? Limerick is more nasal and sharper on the ear, so you can tell you've left the kingdom far behind. You might get called a goal if you're actually maggot or if you're langer. Now we're going way up north. I tell you, it's very different, especially in Belfast. Sure, the Scottish plantation of Ulster was so successful that it changed the way they speak forever. Now is pronounced now. I means yes, and a wee cracker is a beautiful girl, so it is. So this is how we sound, do you know what I mean, bud? And it's a totes generalisation, like. But sure, it is what it is, boy. And it's only a broad guide from an Irish gal, like. But sure, we're only having the crack.
I think I'm more confused than I was when I was coming into this now. Noi. Noi. Fuck. If has an Irish accent, focus on vowel shifts like man becoming marn, and emphasise the R sound, especially on words like car, island, and brown cow. Brown cow. Stunning. Marn. Fife. Oil. Oily. Oiler. Just saying. Where's my car? We like the car. Brown cow. Brown cow. What? Marn. Ireland. No. I met him on the road a short time ago. Fortune smiled upon him in Ireland. Ireland? Ah! This is so bad! See my face. We need some oil for my car. Car? Marn, Fife, car. How's it going? I'm only cutting you. Cutting? I'm only cutting you. No, I'm not doing that. No.
Added in my Welshness, and I made one up recently, which I thought which made me laugh, which was, in Aberystwyth, there is a locksmith, his name is Dysmith.
In Aberystwyth, who? Locksmith. I'm stuck in all the other accents now. Ah!
Hello, I'm Gareth Jameson. I'm an actor
Hi.
and voice coach from
www.londonvoicelessons.com.
Here are some tips for working on your voice. The key to any accent is to isolate the sounds that are specific to that accent. So in the Welsh accent, quite often you'll hear people saying that it's a very sing-song sort of sounding accent.
Yes,
The
melodic.
reason for this is that in the Welsh accent, what tends to happen is that vowel sounds are stretched out and stressed, and there's a huge glide from high pitch to low pitch. The accent I'm talking about is the South Wales accent. There's actually quite a huge difference between South and North. We'll focus on South Wales. So listen to this sentence. John, what are you doing? John, what are you doing? Notice that huge glide on
John, what are you
That's much
doing?
more common in Wales. Also, a lot of Welsh speakers, or people who speak with a Welsh accent, will tend to drop the y sound, the y sound. It's technically called a yod. They'll drop that sound from words like news or tune, and even sometimes from use. So that rather than saying, can John use the new one, you'll have, can John use the new one? That's new one.
No.
Finally,
what? No?
Saying, can John use the
Can John use the new one?
Can John use the new one?
Can John use? Can John use the no one? The no one? Where am I from?
That's new one. Finally,
No one.
we've got the tapped
No.
R sound.
No.
Bright.
Bright.
It's bright outside today, bright.
Bright.
Now this is, I'll try and do just one little roll. There,
Ora.
you got it. Bright. It's
Bright.
bright outside today.
It's
Can you
bright
bring me the
outside.
orange crayon, please?
I'm lost.
Delicious
Kit Kat! This might seem like quite an abrupt ending, basically. I've got to leave in 2 minutes. I'm going to edit this at my partner's house. We did not go to Birmingham. Yeah, basically, I've run out of time. My phone died. And I have no time. I could try and film a little bit at my partner's, but basically I'm going to edit over there. Excuse the sudden change of looks and everything like that. But yeah, I'll be departing. But look forward to next week. That is singing. Might go bad. It might go quite bad. But we're in this journey. We're going to see what happens. Yeah, peace and love. And I'll see you guys on the flip side. Hope you enjoyed the video. And feel free to experiment some accents. And I'll experiment further in future. But not today. Goodbye.